Hello everyone. Today, here I'm going to discuss the topic tolerance and resistance. Tolerance. Behaviorally, tolerance just means that you get used to a drug so that you need more of it in order to achieve the same effect. So now, let's look at how that works inside your brain. So imagine that this is the axon of one neuron and this the dendrite of another. And now we have the synapse. Alright. So then we have all the neurons coming from the BTA and they are sending dopamine. Imagine that you have just taken some cocaine. So all this dopamine is flowing and pleasure signals going crazy and you're pretty happy. Okay, so tons of dopamine is releasing and what normally happens here is that the postsynaptic neurons have receptors for certain neurotransmitters such as dopamine. It has three little spots for the dopamine to come and it gets taken up and it sends the signal on and that's how we experience the euphoria. It's that stimulation of the neurons along that pathway. In a normal situation, if your stimulus had been, say, a hug, then you would still experience this feeling of pleasure, but then your brain chemistry would go back to normal after a second. It would balance itself out. But drugs, long term stimulations can alter brain chemistry. So, what happens when your brain is just constantly overstimulated with dopamine? It's too much for it and it tries to balance it out. So brain shut down some of these receptors so that way the same amount of drug won't cause me to be more stimulated. And so when that happens, this is called tolerance because your brain builds up a tolerance to the same amount of drugs and it doesn't have the same effect anymore. Resistance. The failure of condition to respond or remit following treatment. For example, medicine is a condition in which an organism can resist disease. Now, that's all about my topic resistance and tolerance. Thank you.